All right, good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to bring you a very, very important update on Ethereum. It is at a very critical place right now. We're likely to see a big move soon. So in this video, I'm going to run through some technical analysis, talk about what I see happening both short-term and long-term. So folks, please like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to notify new uploads. Because look, folks, we're making videos right here while Ethereum was breaking out. If you would have followed our videos and if you would have gotten in then and there, you could have been up, what is it, 25%, 20% on Ethereum right now. Folks, stay tuned to this channel, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. So folks, let's delve into some very, very important technical analysis. Ethereum is at a very critical place right now. So we're kind of in this ascending wedge slash ascending triangle situation here, okay? If we take the ascending triangle, we're likely to see a big move within the next day and a half, 2 days max. We're likely to see a breakout with Ethereum here. Okay, another interesting thing as well, I also pulled out some Bollinger Bands with standard deviation of 2 and then another of 3. And I believe the 6-hour Bollinger Bands is the most important one to look at because the median line is the time frame on the 6-hour that most closely follows price action. So as we can see here, we're pretty much in the overbought territory, the upper half of our Bollinger Bands. We keep running up against resistance and we keep finding support on the median line of the Bollinger Bands. So folks, we can see both in the pattern we're forming and through our Bollinger Bands, we're at a very critical place right now. We are testing support not only with the median on our Bollinger Band, these purple crosses, but also the 20 EMA on the 6-hour. This is a very, very critical zone. Ethereum will very soon decide whether it has a move down or it breaks out bullishly. If we break out bullishly, I want to talk about my price targets here. Okay, we're in this macro ascending triangle for quite some time. If we take the height of this macro ascending triangle, okay, and we move it to the breakout point, that should take us to right about $2,000. As well, very interestingly, if we take the height of this more micro ascending triangle, kind of here to here, move it to the breakout point, that takes us to over $2,000 as well. Even if we take kind of a little bit more of a conservative case here, because it's better to take the conservative case more often than not. Move that to the breakout point. Again, just over $2,000. So based off these two patterns we're forming, a bullish breakout I do think brings us to $2,000. Although, what if we have a bearish breakout? That is entirely possible. If we have a bearish breakout, I do believe that we're very likely to find support somewhere within this range. Now, I know this is a wide range, but I'm about to explain why. Well, the bottom of our Bollinger Bands are right around like the $1,700 range. Okay, I would move this just about $1,700. You know, get an increase in volume right there. So the bottom of our Bollinger Bands are right there. The 50 EMA on the 6-hour is right kind of at 1,700. And also, what I think is the most important support level for Ethereum, the 6-hour 100 EMA is right within my green box. My green box being from 1540 to 1700. If we start to fall below this, 1540 here, I would be very concerned. That's very bad news bears. Very no bueno if we fall below 1540, because that would mean we fell below critical support. Because I'll show you why. Look, last time we dumped, found support kind of near the 100 EMA on the 6-hour, pumped, dumped, found support on the 100 EMA on the 6-hour. So the 100 EMA on the 6-hour has been a very, very critical support level. And so we're getting a range, we're getting a cluster of important EMAs in this range. The bottom of our Bollinger Bands, again, if we looked at different time frames here on the daily, our median line here on the daily is right within my box as well as the 20 EMA on the daily. So we're getting a cluster of important support levels all throughout this range. This is where I would be looking to accumulate. I know this is kind of a wide range, folks, but nobody knows for sure where Ethereum's going to find support if we correct. But if we do correct, I do believe we find at the very least temporary support somewhere within this range here. This is where I would personally be looking to add to my bags, and this is where I would place my buy orders. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's get a sense. Let's take a look at our indicators to get a sense at how Ethereum's looking on the larger time frames. Let's start here with the daily. Oh, look at that, folks. Daily looks bearish. Looks like we might have a bearish crossover soon on the MACD. The histogram is ticking down. That's not good to see. Weighted MACD, which acts as a leading indicator on the regular MACD, had a bearish crossover, on the way down. Look at that. Stochastic RSI in the overbought region, bearish crossover. Regular RSI in the overbought region, bearish divergence, lower highs. That's very bearish. So, folks, the daily for Ethereum looks bearish. No bueno. Let's take a look at the 12. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. Go to the 12 here. Yeah, look at that, folks. Bearish crossover on the 12-hour. Very, very bearish. Weighted MACD, I was going to say it kind of looked like I want to have a bearish crossover, but not quite yet. On the way down, stochastic on the way down, RSI, ooh, bearish divergence even still on the lower time frames on the way down. 12-hour looks very bearish. The macro time frames look bearish, folks. 6-hour on the way down. Yeah, still same situation. I'm not seeing any strength yet. Not seeing any signs of a pullback. Ooh, look at this. So, I love using the stochastic RSI because for those who don't know, the stochastic RSI is great for understanding when we're going to have a shift in the trend, but not the extent to the shift in the trend. For that, you need to look at other things. But the stochastic RSI loves to move from one extreme to the other, overbought to oversold, overbought to oversold. And when we're at one extreme and we're supposed to go for that to the opposite extreme, and we don't, and we start to move in that direction, but we have a crossover and we don't complete that movement to the opposite extreme, that's actually a very, very well, bearish sign. Right now, it's a bearish sign because we were bearish, try to have that bullish crossover, try to have that movement up, and we couldn't go up. When we can't have that movement upwards, it's telling you the trend does not want to go that way. So this is actually extremely bearish, even on the 4-hour. 4-hour looks bearish all the way around. RSI making lower highs, although kind of maintaining the lows kind of around the 50 range. Yeah, if the RSI starts to drop below 50 on the 4-hour here, I would expect Ethereum to break down bearishly. So take a look at the 2 here. 2-hour. 2 hours, the same story, folks. I'm not seeing any strength yet. Let's take a look at the 1. Even the 1-hour bearish, folks. RSI lower highs. Although again, the lows on the RSI are maintaining bearish crossover from the stochastic. The weighted MACD on the 1-hour might have a bullish crossover soon. So the 1-hour, maybe the only bullish thing on the 1-hour is the weighted MACD. It looks like it might want to have a bullish crossover. Take a look at the half-hour bullish crossover. We might have a bearish crossover from the stochastic. So folks, bottom line is all the time frames, all the indicators for Ethereum look bearish. So what does this mean? I do think there's a good chance that we could break down from this ascending micro ascending triangle. It looks like we're testing it literally at the moment. If we cannot hold this level of like kind of 1800, 1790, 1780, there's a few EMAs, kind of the median lines here. If we cannot hold, above 1790, I do think it's very likely that we go for a leg down. Based off the BVR, okay, we could find support here at 1740. That makes a lot of sense. But that's we're only, this area would constitute support due to volume in this previous wick here, and we kind of had the bodies of the candles in this wick here reacting off 1740. So 1740 I do think will act as temporary support for Ethereum, but I would not consider this as strong a support as the cluster of EMAs on the larger time frames all throughout these regions. So I do think we're going to find temporary support here. If we cannot find temporary support at the 1740, 1750, if that doesn't hold, 1740 doesn't hold, I do believe we're testing 1700 and possibly below. If Ethereum falls below 1540, very bad news bears, very no bueno. I think Ethereum is short-term bearish if we fall below those levels. Now, folks, I am talking about a bearishness because it does look bearish. We could definitely break down, but look, over the long term, I don't think a short-term pullback changes anything for Ethereum over the long term. I still think we're just in the beginning stages of a bull run. We're seeing Tesla and Apple considering MasterCard, considering getting into crypto. Folks, I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. Okay, if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, what do you think Ethereum is going to be at? I mean, there are some people that say, oh, Ethereum won't increase or Bitcoin might increase by a greater percentage, but I think the opposite is true. I think whatever Bitcoin does, Ethereum is likely to reach roughly 10% of that over the long term, and I think Ethereum has a better chance of growing at a greater rate as a percentage in compared to Bitcoin. I think Ethereum has a higher ROI potential over the long term in comparison to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's done what? Its all-time highs was just under $20,000. It's at nearly $50,000 right now, $48,000. Ethereum's all-time highs was like 1,440, folks. Different exchanges are different prices. We're barely above all-time highs. This is just the beginning. With institutions just starting to get in, I don't think we've seen anything yet. And so, honestly, if we do pull back, I would consider that the blessing of a lifetime if one hadn't gotten in already. Again, I'm not a financial advisor and telling you guys what to do, but kind of 1740 and kind of throughout this range is where I would be placing my buy orders, especially if we break down from the key level of 1780 here. But aside from that, folks, whenever we break out of these regions, I do think $2,000 is kind of our next impulse here. So if anything interesting further happens with Ethereum, whatever we break out, we'll definitely be talking about it in our Discord group. Link to join that will be down in the description below. As well, consider joining our VIP Discord. They get access to the low cap gems we're looking at, important setups and catalysts, that kind of thing. Link to join our Patreon will be down in the description below. We will also be giving away a hardware wallet randomly to one of the first 100 Patreon members. So hey, make sure you consider supporting us. Link for that will be down in the description below. Thank you for watching, folks. Take care.